All right. So over Labor Day weekend, I went to the Penny Arcade Expo in Seattle and I had a pretty good time. I got to meet Tyler and Alicia from Fantasy Flight Games, which was incredible. I got to hang with a huge number of Star Wars Unlimited Portland fans who came up all together. I do feel some tremendous shame that I wasn't wearing the Star Wars Unlimited Portland t shirt that you were all wearing. Definitely missed the boat on that one. Ned and I got to meet so many listeners, way more than I would have thought, given our YouTube counts. We played some best of one drafts, which were fine. Though I do want to give a huge shout out to Dale, who went straight from the learn to play table to the draft table. Just an absolute legend, just diving right in with a bunch of grizzled veterans. I'll admit that the signals were a little weird in that game, but Dale, I hope you're still out there and I hope you're still playing. That was just delightful. However, I was not at PAX to connect. I was at PAX to collect. On July 10th, Fantasy Flight announced that there would be special convention exclusives available only at specific conventions. As a huge fan of the game, I was really pumped to get my hands on these cards, so I immediately booked a ticket to PAX where I wasn't going before. I booked a train, I booked a hotel. I was going for one reason only, to get my hands on the convention exclusives. But being at PAX didn't enable you to buy these convention exclusives. It enabled you to try to load a website to enter a lottery to buy these convention exclusives. And you didn't even have to be there. You could have friends at home entering this lottery on your behalf. You just had to be there to pick them up. And while the website said that these were limited to one per person, that was a lie. The eventcombo.com website where you went to get the convention exclusives was an absolute disaster. It would not load. And I consider myself to be a little bit of an expert in the Star Wars Unlimited community when it comes to websites that will not load. Each morning at 9 a.m., if you were lucky, you would see the eventcombo.com website load on your phone. You were not going to be lucky. You were going to refresh and refresh and refresh. And then, if you were lucky, you might get to see the cart. This would take you 5 to 10 minutes of just constant refreshing, and then you'd get to see the cart. So you'd add the cards, the convention exclusives, to your cart. And the site would crash again, and it wouldn't take you back to where you just were. It would take you back to the beginning, where you were at 9 a.m. So you'd keep reloading, and keep reloading, and keep reloading, and you try to get through each step. Eventually, hopefully, if you were really lucky, you got to add the cards to your cart. You got in. And a little timer, a malicious Kafkaesque timer would pop up at the top. 5 minutes to enter your name, your badge number, your email address. And as soon as you did this, in theory, you'd be able to submit and the timer would stop and the cards would be yours. But the website's getting hammered, so you can't do that. You try to submit and it says no. And then you're watching this timer going down, and eventually the 5 minutes run out. And you don't get the cards. And you're back at the beginning, where you were at 9 a.m. to do it over and over again. This 90-minute Sisyphean task. I was at PAX to celebrate tabletop, and yet I spent 5 hours refreshing my phone, and I didn't secure a box. One of the themes that I encountered while I was up there is that tabletop game designers should listen to people when they have their problems, but should not listen to people when they propose solutions, because they don't know what they're talking about. So while everybody up there had a dozen ideas of how it could be done better, I am not a tabletop game marketer. I am not a community organizer. I am not in distribution. So I don't know how it could be done better. But I can tell you that the pain point was the entire experience sucked. An entire delegation of Star Wars Unlimited fans rode up from Portland. You would think that a bunch of fans of a game wearing matching t-shirts, coming to celebrate a very specific game on a train where there are flat tables where they might be able to, say, play a tabletop game, would be a fantastic opportunity to make friends and connect. But instead, from what I understand, lots of people refreshing their phones, hoping to secure those convention exclusives. I spoke to a dad who spent a non-trivial amount of money to bring his entire family to PAX. And that morning in the hotel, instead of going to PAX, they were all refreshing their phones, hoping to get that convention exclusive. Not only was it a terrible start to each of the 3 mornings that I was there, but I didn't even get a box. On the train ride home, I just sat there in my Star Wars Unlimited shirt, thinking about the fact that I just spent $1,000 to go to a convention to get exclusives that I didn't get. Sitting next to my friend who spent every morning trying to get me those cards that he didn't get. We must have looked broken because Misha, a gentleman and a scholar from our locals, went to the bar and got us beers because, quote, we deserve to come home with something. I don't think that's true, and I didn't make this video to gripe. This isn't a rage video about how I deserve to get this box that I didn't get, because I did get the box. A friend stuck around on Monday and went through the process again on the fourth day to get me a box because I had tried so hard, because that's what friends do. But I don't even want to open it because looking at these cards is just going to be a reminder of the just an unpleasant experience that it took to go get them. In the parlance of fathers everywhere, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. One of the themes of this channel is that I'm trying to be a little bit less of a Timmy and trying to learn how to compete. I'm trying to learn how to avoid making scrub moves and instead make smart plays. I'm disappointed because I'm probably not going to PAX next year, because going to the convention to get the convention exclusives is a scrub move. I just did it and I feel like an idiot. The smart play is to stay home, probably in your underpants, and order the cards on eBay. Not only is it cheaper, but you actually have a real likelihood of getting them. When the best way for a Star Wars Unlimited fan to collect the cards is to disconnect from the community, something has gone horribly wrong. Anyway, I'll see you at Twilight pre-releases because the game itself is still really good.